Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Thursday, November 21st, 2013 meeting of the City of Lowell License Commission. Was the meeting posted?
Yes.
Okay. Why don't we skip to number 2 on the agenda?
Okay, for ratification, the issuance of special one-day licenses for malt beverages and wine only, or either one, to Michael J. Lindsay for events at Lowell Memorial Auditorium, 50 East Merrimack Street. Those licenses that the office had issued to Michael Lindsay for America's Got Talent, Friday, November 8th, from 6:30 p.m. to 11 p.m. Mr. Lindsay received one for Riverfest, Saturday, November 16th, from 6:30 p.m. to 11 p.m. Also, Mr. Lindsay for this evening's event, Spank, Thursday, November 21st, 7 p.m. to 11 p.m. Also for this coming weekend, Miss Massachusetts pageant, Saturday, November 23rd, from 5 p.m. to 10 p.m., and also for Sunday, November 24th, from 4 p.m. to 9 p.m. If the commission be so inclined to ratify those matters of issuance.
Make a motion to approve. Second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
So moved.
Now, on number 3 on the agenda, we have the appearance of Mr. Lindsay, Michael J. Lindsay, from notification of the License Commission to discuss the applications filed for the special one-day licenses for those events that just mentioned at the auditorium in the month of November 2013.
Introduce yourself for the record.
Michael J. Lindsay.
Okay. Mr. Lindsay, you are getting these one-day licenses for the auditorium. How many more do you think you'll be getting?
I believe about 4.
Okay.
And that 4 events will all take place in December.
Great. Okay. Just make sure that you file them on time, so that way we can have the proper markup of each license in the hearing, okay?
Absolutely.
All right.
Make a motion to approve.
Second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
So moved. Good
Okay,
luck.
thank you very much, gentlemen.
See ya.
Thank you.
Commission will now take up the matters to do with special one-day license applications for malt beverage and wine only, or either one. Christine Chuck Trainer of Aramark for Friday, December 6th, from 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. The event is the UML Vice Provost Department wrap-up reception to be held at the University Emerging Technology and Innovation Center atrium at 40 University Avenue. Also, Jim LaCoulas for Saturday, December 7th, from 7 p.m. to 1 a.m. for the event, The Totally Bizarre, to be held at 250 Jackson Street.
Introduce yourself for the record.
Christine Chu Trainer.
Is there anyone here to represent Mr. Lachulis?
Hi, I'm James Lachulis.
Okay. James, have you had a license before in the city?
No, this is the first time.
Okay. Relative to the license is in your name. It's in no one else's name. You have complete responsibility for this license. You control how you get the alcohol. You control who gets served the alcohol. You have the authority to shut down the service at any time, okay? It's in your name, so you're taking on a great risk having this, okay? So make sure you have the Lowell Police on speed dial, not 911, but the actual Lowell Police Department number. And if you have any issues, please contact them, okay? And Christine, you're here many times. You guys haven't had any problems since the last time, right? Okay. You guys have anything?
Move adoption.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
So moved. Good luck with your events.
Thank you.
If anyone wants to know, I'll take care of issuance of licenses after tonight, tomorrow, or thereafter. Chris Samaras? Will we proceed with the hearing? Let me get
Yeah, there's none of these are on here.
Do you have any of those, Brian? Any on number 5, Brian, at all? Anybody here?
Yeah, but number Daily Rindunkadunk.
Oh, I'm sorry. I apologize. Daley, would you come to the podium, please?
Introduce yourself for the record.
Michael F. Daly Jr., Uncharted Gallery.
Just for the sake of the public, Mr. Daly, Michael J. Daly Jr., has applied for wine permits only for his gallery at 66 Merrimack Street, the Uncharted Gallery. He has 2 events: the art show for Val Kappa
I know,
for
it's a funny
Saturday,
name.
November 30th, 8 PM to 12 midnight. And also he has the closing reception for the yacht show for Val Kappa for Saturday, December 14th, from 8 PM to 12 midnight. And I'll leave Mr. Daly the privilege of reciting that name for the show.
Mr. Daly, you've had licenses before, right?
Yes, sir.
How's everything going with the licenses?
Been fine, no problems.
Great, I wish you luck with these events. I'll make a motion to approve. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
So moved.
Thank you very much.
Aye. We can just move Chris to the end, and then if he doesn't show up, we can
Don't
discuss.
see
it.
Chris.
We'll
Yeah, I don't
just-
see Chris. We'll wait till the end.
Yeah, we'll wait to the end.
You want to do it?
Yeah, we'll wait to the end. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Sure. Paskowski. Okay.
Commission will now open the hearing on the application by the corporation known as SALT, S-A-L-T, Inc. Business name is Tedeschi Food Shops, Inc. Alan R. Marcotte is president. Request for a malt beverage and wine-only package store license for premises at 970 Gorham Street, the left side unit, which is approximately 3,495 square feet for retail, storage, office. There'll be one entrance exit at the left front, loading door right front, and exit at left rear of unit. It is also requested by the corporation, SALT, that Alan R. Marcotte be approved as the manager of record.
Introduce yourself for the record.
Good evening, gentlemen. John Peczkowski. I'm an attorney. Offices at 1807 Bridge Street in Drake, representing the petitioner, Salt Inc., and the proposed manager, Alan Marcotte. I have with me here today Alan Marcotte, the petitioner, and also two representatives of the franchisor, Tedeschi Food Shops, Joe Green and Steve Croft.
What are you guys looking to do?
Well, we're looking for the board to grant us a beer and wine license for the premises situated at 970 Gorham Street. 970 Gorham Street is the present location of a Tedeschi's Food Shop. It's been in that location, or a convenience store has been in that location for more than 30 years. Tedeschi's is planning on renovating the site, renovating the units. They've budgeted approximately $500,000 to $600,000 to improve the site and to also increase the size of the establishment there about a third, adding an additional 1,500 square feet of space. The beer and wine license would be important for my client as an accommodation for his customers and also convenience for the customers. And you have in your package a list of customers' signatures to a petition requesting that this board approve the license. Alan Marcotte is to be the manager on the application. He has a great deal of experience in running this type of an establishment. He runs the Tedeschi's Food Shop franchise in Drake, and he's had a full liquor license and at that premises for the past 10, 11 years. He has an impeccable record, and as this board also knows, Tedeschi's has I believe, a fine record in the city of Lowell as far as their operations are concerned. He would be the manager. I have here, as I mentioned before, Joseph Green, who represents the franchisor, and he can explain to this board in greater detail exactly what Tedeschi's has planned for that site. So I'll turn it over to Mr. Green.
Great.
Good evening, Commissioners. My name is Joseph Green. I'm a Senior Division Manager for Tedeschi Food Shops. I have under my jurisdiction, Boston stores, all the way up to Lincoln, New Hampshire, 100 stores in location. My primary goal today would be to address the investment that my company wants to make in this endeavor. What would be better, for us to hold this up and flip through it this way? Is that? So right now you have the top picture being of the way it is now, the way it is today. We have a laundromat right to the left of it. What we're going to be doing is we're going to be taking the laundromat out, and we're going to be taking up about 40% roughly of that location. If you could flip the page. We have it still, but I just didn't let this one. So if you take a look at this schematic now, you'll see exactly how it sits with the shelving to the right. That's what the store looks like currently, and to the left where the laundromat is. So flip it again one more time. And this is what we're looking at doing with this location, including having a beer cave where we could have all of our cases, et cetera, accessible. This is actually a very big endeavor for my company. It's about a $500,000 investment. We do this when we have outstanding franchisees like Alan, who we feel could protect the company name. Tedeschi Food Shops is really more, their brand is the most important thing to them. Their, the way people think of them in the community is very, very important to them. So we would not risk our brand name if we didn't think Alan could take care of the situation and make sure that our brand name would not get hurt in this location. So we're willing to put up $500,000 and make this a premier location. And really, a lot of times, and just want to just get right into it, a lot of times you hear about the use, and the use is always a factor. In this particular location, what we're thinking about is we're trying to have an accessory to the foods that we offer. We're going to be offering a much larger scale, a much larger amount of foods that can be taken home. And for those people that work really hard, that want a quick meal, some of them being prepared meals, with a nice bottle of wine, we think it's a very classy way of offering this item. And we think it'll be successful here. I'm here tonight to tell you that because I'm in charge of 100 locations, the more that we get into this, the more we do this in a very, very careful way, and we do it only with people that we know that won't hurt the brand, because again, our name is very important. It's a family-owned company, and we only franchise to people that, like Alan, that are very successful with this endeavor. Thank you. Any questions for me at all, or?
No, why don't we open up public hearing and then we go back to questions? Right, if you guys could just step aside for a second. Is there anyone that wishes to speak in favor of this application? In favor? In favor? Seeing none, that portion of the hearing is closed. Is there anyone that wishes to speak in the negative? Introduce yourself for the record.
Susan Brown. Although Tedeschi has been very successful in that area, in relationship to Gorham Street, in a matter of 0.7 of a mile, there are already 3 liquor stores, one which is directly on the other side of the Spaghettiville Bridge. And I see that it's going to be addressed in the next agenda meeting. I was unaware of that. But truly, I don't think that that section of town needs another liquor store. So that's just my thoughts. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Anyone else that wishes to speak in the negative? Introduce yourself for the record.
George Theodorou, 133 Market Street. I'm an attorney for O'Neilla's Liquors. Rosenboom Corporation holds the license doing business as O'Neilla's Liquors, located at 1012 Gorham Street. My client also made a substantial investment in this community and purchased the liquor store and the real estate at 1012 Gorham Street approximately a year ago. Their investment was well over $500,000. They're also a family-owned business, owning this business as well as real estate at 1088 Gorham Street, up the street. And they are interested in making substantial improvements to their business. And we believe that O'Neilla's Liquors serves the community, and we believe that that is satisfactory. This Tedeschi, in which they want to do, it's a wonderful thing that they want to come and invest in the community and provide services. However, we do not believe that granting a beer and wine license is needed. So we would ask that the board do not act favorably. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else to speak in the negative? In the negative? In the negative? Seeing none, that portion of the hearing is closed. You guys can come back up to the... If you guys have any questions for the...
So have you done an economic analysis considering the construction on the other side of the Spaghettiville Bridge of how you'll make a profit, how they'll make a profit, how the city will make a profit?
They're asking to move, aren't they?
Are we talking about the prior,
Vanello's Liquors?
the previous
You're talking about the gentleman that just
presentation?
spoke, Vanello's
The
Liquors?
gentleman just spoke?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Doesn't he have, he has a petition here before the board next, I believe, to move his
To
location,
move the liquor license.
liquor license further, at a
Correct,
further
away
distance.
from the location.
So that would have less effect on his operation than
But-
we would at present.
But let's hypothetically say that that petition is granted by them.
Okay,
What are they moving, 500 feet up the road?
correct.
Okay. So it's, I mean, they're moving, but they're moving across the parking lot, basically.
Yeah, but a lot of people in the area are also on foot, though. Keep that in mind. You know, it's a lot of foot traffic in the area. There's a lot of driven traffic, but there's also a lot of foot traffic in the area.
Okay.
And we did have 150-plus people sign a petition in favor, and that was only at the location for approximately about a week and a half. We didn't have the petition there for very long.
No.
Mr. Commissioner, can I say?
Yes.
You know, again, what we're trying to really do here is we're trying to get an enhancement to the neighborhood, okay? What we're trying to do is we're trying to, you know, offer the bottle of wine, as I said, the six-pack of beer to people that are coming in that want, in addition to their dinner, want addition to, it's a different, I think it's a different client than you would normally see go into a liquor store to get a nip or a single beer, can of beer. We wouldn't allow that type of stuff. We wouldn't have the single cans of beers. We wouldn't have that type of clientele. I think the two customers are different, and that's what we see in a lot of the demographic studies that we do, that it's a different
You've done
clientele.
a demographic study for this location?
I don't have it with me tonight, but when we put this thing together and we look at the viability of the location, we take a look at the need as well as you do. I understand that there are other locations, but again, we're trying to enhance a convenience store and have that be a convenience for somebody to pick up a bottle of wine or a six-pack. Again, not looking for the brown bag single cans. That's not really what we're into, and we're not going for a full liquor license here either. So it's an enhancement to our business. Thank you.
Can you expound upon what you were saying about, you know, dinners, suppers? I mean, is this going to be a deli fashion like the way Market Basket has now done it?
Yeah, what we
type
do
of
is
thing?
we have, our reputation, especially down south, more in the Cape area, has been for food. That's why our name, Tedeschi Food Shops, and we were big into delis and prepared meals. Excuse me. And now what we've done is, as we've grown, we considered the fact that we would like to continue to monitor that food and make sure that we have that food in all of our locations. So what we do is we have what's called the giant deli. We call it a commissary. And we prepare those foods every day. The franchisee or the operator of the store actually order the product, and it comes in the very next day per order. And those are ready-to-go meals. Those are sandwiches. Those are all kinds of things that really to make it convenient. Somebody doesn't want to somebody doesn't want to cook for the evening, they can come to our store. They can get good food at a great price. Again, the bottle of wine is an enhancement. That's what our thought process was. And it's been very successful, and that's why I wanted to come tonight, because out of these locations that I oversee, as we continue to build this thought process, it's becoming more and more successful. And that's why I talked to Alan a few minutes ago, and I said to him, you know, are you even willing to, you know, if this is a stipulation that the board puts on it, would you be willing to, not even sell single beers. And of course, that's what the corporation would want. That's, that's what we would do. Because again, we're really worried, when we start to look at these things, we really worry about our reputation. And when we go into a situation like this, we want to make sure it's with somebody like Alan, where we don't have to worry about it.
You had mentioned during the presentation that you had said you were taking 40 to 50% of the laundromat.
Yep.
What is your plans for the other 50% that
So
you don't?
right now, we'll be leasing that out. We're not sure what's going to take place there. Obviously, it won't be a liquor location, it won't be a convenience store, but we're going to be, we're going to, we're actually going to be looking at sublease that to another person. It'll be vacant for a little while, but the laundromat wants to go, so we're going to take advantage of that and expand. Again, based on the analysis that my corporation, my marketing department has done, we feel this could be a win-win for us and to the community. So we wouldn't be putting that type of money into a location unless we thought it was going to be a benefit. So,
Question for Captain Webb. Captain, have we had any instances over at Tedeschi's, any?
We do have calls in the parking lot every once in a while, but the franchisee has always been cooperative with us.
Thank you.
and if you remember, if I may say one more thing that the attorney did mention about Alan, which is the reason why I'm here today, to make sure that you guys know. I mean, he has been a proven leader, not only in the community, but also to take a full liquor license. And for actually, I think it's more than 13 years, right?
It's almost 13 years.
13 years, and had no incidents. And that's quite a challenge. And I say it's quite a challenge because when you start to get into a full liquor license, as some of the other people that just came up and spoke of, it's again a different element. So we're attracting, we feel, a different client, and those signatures will attest to the fact that they feel that they would like to be able to have a convenient place to get in and out of for a bottle of wine or a six-pack of beer.
Wouldn't you surmise that having a full liquor license is probably easier to monitor because you don't have young people coming into your store?
We have a very, I'll answer it this way. We have a very, I think, very great training program with CBT, and also a very enhanced way that we sell our liquor. We have everybody that's in the store certified to sell liquor. They all have to be, again, TIPS trained. And when they go to TIPS training, we actually put our own Tedeschi kind of food shop name on it, meaning that we want to make sure that they do things in a proper fashion. So to answer your question, really it's a matter of the fact that I don't think it's any different. I mean, I don't think it's more of a challenge, if that's what you're asking, because of the way that we sell the liquor. We have it all rung up into the register. It comes up with an age restriction. They have to actually put the information that they read off of the ID in order for it to even be sold. So the actual POS stops the sale unless they have an actual identification with the proper date of birth. And again, the CBT goes through that. This operator has his own video system that he monitors very regularly, and we have a loss prevention system, loss prevention part of our corporation that does spot checks. So again, when we have somebody that has a license, if we even approve it ourselves, it has to go through a very strict approval process on our side before we can even come up here and go in front of the board and have an operator go for a license. Because again, it's our reputation, it's our store.
So, in your economic analysis, do you find the neighborhood will support two stores such as yours and the other one that's up the street?
Yeah, we feel that the amount of space that we're actually expanding to would allow us, again, it's always a calculation, and I don't have it with me right now, but it's always a calculation of square footage and the amount of profit you can get out of a square footage. The amount of profit that we're taking from the wash and dry spot definitely would support the additional beer and wine license. And the reason why we felt that way is because it's an ancillary sales. Not only is it bring customers in to, that may want to get a bottle of wine, but also want to get food, but vice versa, meaning that people that want to get food that see the wine there, they might want to grab it as well. And we do this because we look at our other locations that have done this and see that when we put a beer and wine license in, what the additional ancillary sales are and how the market basket grows. We have a market basket analysis that shows what items sell with wine and sell with six-packs. And so because we've seen this happen, organic growth, that is, in other locations, we feel that this would definitely benefit us as well.
I think I may have not framed my question properly. What I was looking for was, have you done an economic analysis of the neighborhood itself to see how many stores it will support?
How many liquor stores?
Yeah.
Okay. Again, we're more concerned, I may not be answering the question properly either, because I'm looking more towards the fact that we didn't do an economic analysis on liquor stores per se. What we did is a market basket analysis, which we call an economic analysis, to say if we brought beer and wine, how much extra profit or how much extra sales could we get? Again, ancillary. This is not the mainstay of the store. It's 20-30% of the store. So it's really an ancillary. It's a market basket addition. So it's a little different than a market analysis. We didn't go out there and, so to answer your question, no, we don't have that information. What we did do, though, is we did a market basket analysis to see if it would be worth our while to expand this location. And take over that extra square feet, and it definitely does. And what we have, if you need that, that information, I could always get that. But it's really more of a market basket increase.
I guess my feeling on this is, one of the requirements of a applicant is to demonstrate that there's a public need for the license. And currently, they're at 970 Gorham Street. There's a license at 916. There's another license, a full liquor license at 916. There's a 1016, a full liquor license at 1300, and then another beer and wine license at 1401. There is a petition that I'm sure was left at the register for people to sign, but there was no one here to speak in favor of it. I don't think that, I just don't think it's been demonstrated that there's a public need for another liquor license, another beer and wine license at this location. So my inclination would be to vote to deny the license.
I tell you, I'm still on the fence right now. I'm a business owner as well. And I don't like somebody telling me I can't make more money. But sitting in this chair as a commissioner, I have to look for what's for the betterment of the city. And as Chairman Occasion just noted, to have 4 liquor establishments within 7/10 of a mile does worry me. I'm inclined to agree with the chairman for the fact, but I'd almost like to see you back here again soon, because I'd like to see how your store is doing. And I'm not saying I would not vote for this in the affirmative maybe the next time you come here, but I'm really not sold at it. I think Chairman Occasion brought up a good point. You have a lot of signatures here, but there's really nobody here to say, you know what, I'm really for this, and you have to...
On my behalf.
Sure.
I'm taking over the location, but I'm not taking over, until December 9th.
Yeah.
So I haven't had a chance to actually get in the store, to become, a real part of the community. I was born in Lowell, brought up in Lowell, but at this point, I haven't taken over ownership of the store. All I can say is I did get to talk to a couple customers.
Yeah.
They're all for it. They're looking to move their license up the street. I know it's only 500 feet, but a lot of us know, a lot of the people in Lowell, a lot of people are foot traffic people. So 500 feet may not seem like a big distance, especially at this time of year. 500 feet is a big distance. And like he said, we're not looking to make this, we're not looking to become a package store. Even in Drake, where I have a full liquor license, it's a very small, square footage-wise, it's probably less than 25% of my overall store. And that's with a full liquor, beer, wine, and liquor. He also didn't mention that the bear cave and all the beer doors are all under lock and key. So any off hours, they're locked out.
Oh, believe me, I'm not
Can't get
debating your
access.
plan. I think it's a very good plan. Believe me, it's well done. you've done your homework. But it's still, in the back of my mind, 4 liquor establishments, 4 licenses within 7/10 of a mile worries me tremendously.
Okay.
I mean, I'm curious to see how your business does with this new niche that you're trying to create and, you know, the dinners and the, you know, that type of thing. I'd like to see how that progresses, and like I said, I'd almost like to see you come back here maybe another, 9 months to a year, say, this is what we've done, and maybe have some people come and speaking in favor. So I'm not saying an absolutely no, but tonight I'm gonna say no.
Okay. I thank you.
I think I'm superfluous at this point. But I do agree with my fellow commissioner that I'd like to see more about what the economic situation is. I don't see any increase in housing down there, so my question is, are you just going to be beggaring the other shops because you have a better location, or is there a real need? And how do we get to the bottom of that? So I don't know if 9 months is the right answer. I'd like to see you guys back at some point so we can examine this again.
Okay.
Because if we can better serve the people, that's important.
Yes. Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, at this time, I'd like a motion to not give the license out at this point.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
So moved.
Thank you for your time.
Well done, gentlemen.
I believe so.
Thank you, guys. Thank you so much.
Mr. Chairman, I think this is one of those cases where I think we might have benefited if the city itself had some sense of the economic situation in the area and could have given us a recommendation. It's not just the legal input, the police input is very, very important to us, but also the economic development input.
Right.
Might have changed our votes.
Possibly.
Yep. Agreed.
Do you want to do Chris? Just, he's here.
Go ahead.
Yeah, we'll do that first, and then we'll go to, it's all right, I mean, you might as well put this stuff out, and then we can do his. Yeah, don't worry about the, yeah.
Yep.
Otherwise, I won't be able to see us.
The commission is going to do a little backtracking on the agenda for a few minutes, just for a minute. Item number 6 on the agenda, special events permit for application for amplified outdoor public entertainment. Chris Samaras is here of the City of Lowell for amplification of entertainment for parade, choral concert, public address, and musicians with portable sound systems for the 2013 City of Lights Parade and Holiday Arch Stroll, which is Saturday, November 30th, from 12 noon to 8:30 p.m. The outdoor venue is and will be the Arcan Drive stage in front of the City Hall, Mac Plaza on Shattuck Street, St. Anne's Churchyard on Merrimack, and the downtown sidewalks of Merrimack, Middle, Market, and Central Streets.
Introduce yourself for the record.
Chris Samara, City of Lowell.
Chris, how long has the City of Lowell been doing the City of Lights Parade?
I think it's almost close to 30 years. This is my 7th year.
We haven't had any issues, correct?
No issues.
No, it's a good time.
Good time.
All right. I'll make a motion to approve.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
So moved.
Thank you, guys.
Good weather.
Yeah.
The what?
Yeah, I know.
Okay. Commission will now open a hearing on the application by Rosenblum Corporation, doing business as Ornelas Liquors. Shinjita A. Patel is the manager of record, the all-alcoholic beverage package store licensee for premises at 1012 Gorham Street. It is requested that the licensee to change its business location for the all-alcoholic beverage package store from 1012 Gorham Street to 1088 Gorham Street, Suite 1B, which is approximately 5,000 square feet of retail space, first floor and basement for storage only. This is a public hearing, and it is required of the applicant that abutters be notified, property owners touching, in any church, school, or hospital within a 500-foot radius.
Introduce yourself for the record.
Attorney George Theodoro, 133 Market Street, representing Rosenblum Corporation, doing business as Ornelas Liquors, where they currently operate at 1012 Gorham Street. My clients purchased the premises approximately a year ago, and they made a substantial investment in the community there. It's important to know that Ornelas Liquors, it's a small liquor store, and my clients believe that in its current capacity, it cannot adequately serve the community. And it is for that reason that they're looking to change the location of their package store to property that they own up the street, the former Rosenblums, at 1088 Gorham Street. The facility and the property that they own at 1088 Gorham Street will substantially expand their liquor operation, which will better serve the community. And what they're going to be doing at this location is, from the diagram that you have there, there's going to be one entrance into the building. The left side of the building is the convenience store. The right side of the building will be separated in a separate clerk's area there. There'll be two clerks. One clerk services the convenience store. The other clerk services the liquor store. There'll be a transparent wall around that, similar to what a plexiglass looks like, which will be enclosed. And there'll be a separate doorway entrance to the right, the only entrance into the liquor store. And there'll be a wall down, which is located in the diagram that you have there, which will be a combination of the coolers extending all the way down, and then above the coolers will be a transparent wall from there, approximately 10 feet in height. So this will be a secure and separate area of approximately 4,000 square feet. And the hours themselves between the convenience store and the liquor store, they will be the same hours. So there won't be any staggering hours at all. So there'll be staff there staffing both facilities. They'll keep the hours, which they currently have, from 9 to 11 Monday through Saturday, and 12 to 11 on Sunday. The only difference may be is that the convenience store may open an hour earlier to serve the public. If someone wants to come in at 8 o'clock instead of 9 o'clock, we thought that would be a good idea. But they'll both be closing at the same time, so there'll be no difference at all. So we believe that this will be a benefit to the community, as well as enhance their business in serving the community as well.
So the liquor store will be completely separate from the convenience store?
That's correct.
So if you decided to open up Sunday morning at 10 a.m., you would just have access to the to the convenience store and not the liquor store?
That's correct. It'll be a separate area. It'll be secured, and there's a separate area that'll be locked. And there'll be only one entrance in there, which is going to be locked.
Presently, how many employees do we have employed?
Right now, they have one clerk that handles the front, and they also have another clerk, usually in the back, that handles the redemption area.
What are their plans for training for the large space?
They've been in business for a year over there, and they have an ID scanner there that they use, and they have been training their employees, putting them through the courses, and it's primarily a family-owned business there, so the family is usually there. And with respect to the other premises at 1012, they plan on that will be continued to be used as a retail area. However, they're going to be doing some improvements over there. They're going to be doing some renovations over there. It'll give them a period of an opportunity to improve the other real estate that they own, the premises that they're vacating.
How much parking do they have at Ornelas right now, at their current location?
The parking lot is substantial. It's not striped.
Yeah.
It's not striped, I know that, but it's substantial and sufficient. It's more than sufficient to handle the traffic.
But this new location is bigger, is more parking.
Yeah, I can't,
On this parking.
I've got a smaller plan than you do there, but
this is all
the front of the building is all the striped and located parking. I think there are over 30 spaces directly in front of the building, as well as additional spaces to the right.
In the existing location, is there a convenience store?
No, the existing location is a package store that sells the other items that other similar package stores sell: gum, chips.
All right, so
It's a small, I would say it's 700 to 800 square feet. It's very small.
So you see that there is an economic need in the community for this larger convenience store?
Well, the convenience store exists at the other location, at 1088 Gorham Street. This convenience store does exist. And we feel that too is a benefit to the community.
Well, I mean, I know you guys came in to get a beer and wine license at that location some time ago, and we denied it due to the public need, just like the hearing prior. But at least in my eyes, where you're just taking your current license that you have, and it's not like you're moving it from across the city, you're just moving it up to what is aesthetically a better looking, location than you're currently at now. And I think it may also help out. I've gone in there a couple times, and the traffic some nights is tough right in front of that Ornelas location, where people try to sneak the right onto Moore Street, so they start lining up there. I think this looks like a good move and a positive move, and it seems like you have a answer for what's going to happen at the current location, because the worst thing would be to move up the street and then just let that other building go, not look so good after a while. And Gorham Street is a pretty main thoroughfare in the city, so I'd be in favor of allowing the move of the license.
what did the school say? The schools,
Well, it is incumbent upon the applicant to notify the governing body of the school department, Lowell School Department. It is and the notice had been sent. There is an affidavit submitted, as well as the white postal slip and green return receipt. The superintendent of schools would be the authority who would notify the licensing board if they had problem with the location as it pertains to the school, and would have to state so in writing. However, then it would be the determination of the license commission to determine whether that statement of the superintendent or any other possible governing body for any other school or church, if you will, is it acceptable to the license commission, and does it be cause for not allowing for the granting of license or change of location of license?
And with you saying that, it is a public hearing, correct?
Yeah, I was just
So
gonna say.
we should open it up for,
At some point before you take a vote.
did we hear from the school?
well,
I'm sorry?
Did we hear from the school?
Well, not the school per se, and we didn't hear from the superintendent of schools. She is
Didn't hear from anybody, school-wise.
the school superintendent is the governing authority. She, if you will, is the responsible person to notify the licensing board if there would be some objection.
And I can say, for at least, Ryan, you've been here a lot longer than I have, but in the 6+ years that I've been here, I don't remember the superintendent ever sending an objection. I know we've had a parochial school that has, but not any of the City of Lowell schools.
I can tell you for a fact that downtown Lowell, where, as we all know, the high school is situated, many establishments have come and gone, and there's never been a written objection by the superintendent of schools, either the present superintendent, Superintendent Franco, or any of her predecessors have ever submitted a letter of objection on the matter of an applicant who's looking for a license for alcohol beverages.
Believe me, I'm not speaking on behalf of the superintendent, but I'm an administrator in the Lowell Public School System, and I know the layout of the Butler and the Shaughnessy schools quite well, and understanding where Rosenblum's is right now, which is set fairly well off. I really don't think this is an issue at this time. In fact, I agree with Chairman Occasion. I think this is a much better location for Ornelas to conduct business, and I think they're going to thrive over there, so I have no problem with this at all.
Why don't we open up for public hearing before we, is there anyone that wishes to speak in favor? In favor? In favor? Seeing none, that portion of the hearing is closed. Does anyone who wishes to speak in opposition? In opposition? In opposition? Introduce yourself.
Susan Brown.
Yes.
I was someone that came to the meeting a year ago, and I was opposed to it because of the two schools, that it did fall within 500 feet. And I understand they've beautified the building. It's wonderful. I'm not crazy about having the liquor store move up. It just makes it closer to 1,300 liquors. And we already have the 3, so I'm not opposed to them being successful. I just don't like the move. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there anyone else that wishes to speak in opposition? In opposition? In opposition? Seeing none, that portion of the hearing is closed. I do, having a liquor store in such close proximity to a school, I think, it may not send the right message to some of the students or to all of the students. But, I think, whether it's closer by, 500, 600 feet, I think those students are pretty contained to the area where they are. And if they're walking down Gorham Street, they're gonna walk by Rosenblum's, they're gonna walk by Ornelas Liquors, so I don't see how, at least in my eyes, I don't see how much would change by moving it a little closer. And if you wanna rebut it, go right.
I just want to add one
Yeah.
thing, excuse me. My concern at the time was the additional traffic.
Right.
If it could be said that the traffic would be after school hours, then there wouldn't be an issue.
Right.
But if it's during the time that the children, there are a lot of walkers in that area, and children think they look both ways, and I know that people that are driving look both ways, but the chance is heightened with more traffic in that area that there could be an accident. That's one of my
Absolutely.
concerns.
Ms. Patel, at your current location, when is your busiest times of the day?
We have a electronic system, so we know how the transaction, after 5 o'clock, it's the busier time, usually. 5 to 7 is the busiest time of the day.
Okay, and how about your convenience store that's at the Rosenblum location now?
When the school kids comes, when they get out around 3 p.m., it's around 2:45 to 3:25 is the busy time for the kids when they get out of school.
Okay. Anybody have any further comments?
Yeah, I guess my thought was that no response from the school system may mean that they have no objection, or that may mean that I've got a lousy mail routing system. I don't know. How's the mail routing system?
I'll make a motion to approve.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, so moved. Good luck, guys.
Thank you very much.
Commission will now open a hearing for Camilla LLC, doing business as Reservations, 179 Central Street. George A. Torres, manager of record, the all-alcoholic beverage restaurant licensee, all-alcoholic beverages restaurant licensee at 179 Central, to answer to the License Commission for manager absence from the hearing held on November 7, 2013, for the mail that's not been able to be delivered by the Postal Service, and also for the fact that Camilla LLC, as of yesterday, has been dissolved by the Massachusetts Corporation Division. The actually date of dissolution was June of 2013.
Introduce yourself for the record.
George Torres,
George, what's going on?
as far as
Well-
the mail?
Well, number one, we had an issue last year, right, where we couldn't get in touch with you?
Correct.
All right. And I thought we rectified that, but it's apparent that hasn't been rectified. So what are we gonna do about it?
So what was is that I had the mailbox face onto the door without the hole. So now the hole's on, it's through. So what I did was I went to the post office and I resolved that problem. That problem was resolved 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
So I know about this hearing today because of the email.
All right. So if we sent you a letter today,
I will receive it.
you would receive it? Okay. Number two, why aren't you keeping up the corporate formality with your corporation? You haven't filed the proper annual reports? I mean, what's going on?
I'm still working on some of the things and some of the funds
Okay, but how long have you been manager?
for 6 months now.
Okay. The secretary, the corporation division of the Secretary of the Commonwealth doesn't just go around and dissolve corporations unless there's a history of not filing their annual reports. You've been the manager for 6 months, you never checked into it?
Correct.
Well, the problem is that you're the manager of this, I'm not trying to give you a hard time either, I'm just trying, you're the manager of this establishment, okay? So you came here, you represented that you were aware of the rules and regulations of the City of Lowell License Commission, the general laws of the Commonwealth of Massachusetts. But it's clear from your actions that you're not abiding by those rules and regulations in the laws of the Commonwealth. Additionally, weren't you supposed to surrender your license this morning?
Surrender the license?
Yeah.
Was that on the email as well, to surrender the license? Because I wasn't aware of that.
Well, are you suspended today, your business?
Am I suspended?
Are you open right now?
Right now, yes.
Okay. Are you supposed to be?
I'm not sure.
I mean,
I thought that attending this hearing would change.
Ryan, what's the current status of the license? Absolutely.
Mr. Torres, while Mr. Nguyen is finding some paperwork, what is your past experience in running either a bar or a nightclub, or if any?
I've had 8 years in the business.
8 years?
What was that?
8 years?
8 years. I'm 24 years old, and I've been a bartender for 5 years.
How long have you managed, was my question.
How long I have managed? 6 months.
Okay.
Okay, Mr. Chairman, if I may. Presently, the licensee, Camilla, as of the meeting that the License Commission had on November the 7th, 2013, in which there was a hearing scheduled in which Camilla LLC had been charged with a number of violations. Lowell Police, Special Investigations, had an underage person working with them, entered the licensed premises on September 27th, 2013, and a server, one of your employees, served the individual an alcohol beverage, not having asked of that individual for identification to ascertain if the individual was in fact, of legal drinking age. That individual immediately left the restaurant and went to the Lowell Police, with whom the person was working with. and the Lowell police entered the restaurant soon thereafter, on that evening, September 27th, and they made it known to the bartender, or the server, of the fact that that person had just served a bottle of beer to an underage person. Also, the Lowell police were able to ascertain that there were no warning signs posted on the premises relative to the Alcohol Beverages Control Commission, advising the patrons of the illegality of drinking, of driving under the influence, and also the penalties that an individual would suffer if he or she was caught under the influence while behind the wheel of a motor vehicle. Also, the Lowell police were able to see that the liquor license for Camilla was in an area that could not be readily seen by the police, nor obviously would it be able to be seen by the public. So it was not posted in a conspicuous place, a more visible location. So that's an illegality of the License Commission. So this was matters before the License Commission at their meeting on November 7th, in which a hearing was held. You failed to appear on behalf of Camilla to answer to those allegations, which are now fact charges, in which the License Commission saw fit on November 7th to suspend the all-alcoholic beverage restaurant license effective this evening, actually this morning, as of 8 o'clock this morning, November 21st, and it would be suspended for 10 days, and the 5 days of those 10 days would be held in abeyance, and it would be held in abeyance for a period of 8 months. So, according to the notice of hearing, notice of decision, I should say, to the licensee, dated November 13th, it states, to your attention, you are hereby notified that the License Commission of the City of Lowell, at a hearing held on Thursday, November 7th, 2013, voted to suspend the all-alcoholic beverages restaurant license granted and issued to Camilla LLC for premises at 179 Central Street for calendar year 2013 for a period of 10 days beginning Thursday, November 21st, 2013 at 8 a.m. Furthermore, it was voted to hold in abeyance 5 days of said suspension for a period of 8 months, which runs up to July 21st, 2014. Under the circumstances, Camilla LLC is to surrender the all-alcoholic beverages restaurant license in the Law Department, 3rd floor, City Hall, 375 Merrimack Street, Lowell, on Thursday, November 21st, 2013 at 9 a.m. The licensed premises are to be closed for 5 days from November 21st, 2013 until Tuesday, November 26, 2013 at 9 a.m. The license will be available for pickup in the Law Department on Tuesday, November 26, 2013 at 9 a.m. There was also a statement of reasons, and in the end, the License Commission states, voted to, in addition to the suspension of the liquor license for 10 days, to have hearing of notice sent to the manager of record, Camilla LLC, to appear before the License Commission on November 21st, 2013 at 6:30 p.m. at a hearing to be held by the License Commission in the Council Chamber, 2nd floor, City Hall, 375 Merrimack Street. In accordance with Mass General Law, Chapter 138, Section 67, you may appeal the decision of the licensing board on the license for the all-alcoholic beverages restaurant to the Alcoholic Beverages Control Commission within 5 days upon receipt of this notice. And it's signed, very truly yours, the License Commission, City of Lowell, Ryan J. Nguyen, Executive Secretary. And this notice of decision was sent by return receipt, certified mail return receipt, also by first-class postal service, also to your residence at 142 Methuen Street, Lowell, as well as email to jsmoothent@gmail.com.
Did you receive this letter?
Yes.
So why didn't you surrender your license?
Once again, I didn't know that I was supposed to surrender the license this morning.
Well, did you read the letter?
I did read the letter.
And you didn't see that it says to surrender your license?
I didn't see that. I guess it says that. I was looking more in the aspects of like when to
Sir,
show.
do you have a lawyer?
At present, no.
Do you have anyone who is a business management coach of some sort? Someone to help you understand business management?
Yes.
Have you talked to them about this letter?
No, I have not.
You know you're operating illegally right now, correct?
Right now, we're just serving food, no liquor.
If I went in there and asked for something to drink, you wouldn't serve me anything to drink?
We don't have a bartender today. So we just have a chef. We've changed the operation hours, and I think around approximately 8 o'clock, this thing happened around on September 27th. And I'm starting a African restaurant, and by the times that we have a security guard to check IDs at 10 o'clock, they came at 8 o'clock. The confusion came around when the bartender, they asked for a bottle of Heineken and left the bar while they were on the phone. And when they came back, the beer was on the bar, but never given to the girl. And she was on the phone. Next thing you know it, 2 seconds later, we're getting a slip. I was in the kitchen. It was very quickly that this happened. And I was just curious to know if the cop was the one that was talking on the phone or anything. I know that it was my fault completely because I was under my hours.
I'm sorry, Mr. Torres, I don't mean to cut you off, but I want to go back to the letter here. Let's go back a little bit. I'm curious, is the owner of the establishment, did he know about this, about you being at tonight's hearing? Where is he? There's a gentleman with you. Is that the owner, or?
No.
Just, Mr. Torres, his mother's name is Dolores Cruz.
Okay.
And she is the manager of the Limited Liability Company, LLC. And a year ago at this time, Mr. Torres was before the License Commission with legal counsel at that time, in which there was a discussion about mailing and the receipt of mail and the fact that mail could not be delivered at the address at 179 Central Street. Mrs. Cruz, his mother, was with her son, George, at the time, and with the legal counsel, and they were in the process of making a change in the management, which would have Mr. Torres as the manager of record to be able to handle the day-to-day operation. It was conveyed to the License Commission last year that Mrs. Cruz would leave all of the responsibility of the day-to-day operation with her son, George, and asking that the License Commission approve Mr. George Torres as the manager of record. I don't have the record in front of me, but I would suggest to the commission, and I would differ with Mr. Torres on his assessment that he is 6 months into the position as manager. I think I would suggest to the commission that it's at least 10 to 12 months while he's been manager of record. I've had conversation with this Torres last December, and do recall that conversation. And unfortunately, Mr. Torres is back before the License Commission under the similar circumstances. Just for the commission's sake and for Mr. Torres to understand, he has a greater responsibility where his mother presumably is out of town, living out of state. Is that my understanding?
Correct.
So she is not in any way in the position to be able to address the board at this time. Other than Mrs. Cruz, the only living person, if you will, would be Mr. Torres, who could answer for the LLC.
So we're running an establishment that's not even a corporation at this point?
I would now defer to the law department, but for all intents, Assistant Solicitor Elliot Veloso, but
Elliot?
the answer is that.
I checked the Secretary of State's website today to see if there had been any change in the involuntary dissolvement of the corporation. It has not changed. The information remains the same per the Secretary of the State's website. The corporation was involuntarily dissolved on June 30th, 2013, pursuant to 950 CMR 104.17, involuntary dissolution of a corporation.
So, Solicitor Veloso, my understanding that an entity cannot, you have to be an entity to hold a license. So where this entity is dissolved, they can't hold a license anymore.
Yes, that is correct.
So we should take back the license.
Yes.
Yes.
Essentially, the entity doesn't exist, therefore they can't hold the license. Yes, you're,
Okay. So I'll make a motion that we suspend the license of Camilla LLC indefinitely until such, well, they have the 5 days to serve currently, but until such time as they provide a certificate of legal existence and a certificate of good standing to the License Commission office.
Interject one thing on that matter. Unfortunately, this is the time of year where all of our licensees, the alcohol beverage licensees, are required by state law to file a renewal application in a timely manner, and meaning a timely manner would be during the month of November. There is a renewal application ready, and it was mailed to Mr. Torres. And did you receive that renewal application?
No.
Did you receive the email I sent with respect to the renewal application?
Yes.
And in that was a package that included the application to sign the renewal on the liquor license? Do you have that?
Correct.
In your email address, email? So can you go to a printer and hook up the, your device, whatever it may be, and have it printed out so you can sign it and file it with the License Commission office no later than Friday, November 29th? Do you understand?
Come again, sir?
Okay.
Right, so this is what we'll do. We will, I'll amend my motion. I make a motion to suspend the license indefinitely until such time that a certificate of legal existence or a certificate of good standing is provided to the License Commission office. Further, that no action be taken on any renewal application filed by Camilla LLC. Prior to a hearing on the matter on December 18th, 2013. If he doesn't file an application prior to December, well,
Hearing on
19th.
19th.
So if he doesn't file an application prior to December, the end of the day, 16th, he won't be on the agenda, and he won't have a license going into January either. That's my motion.
Mr. Torres, do you understand what Chairman Occasion just stated?
I understand.
I would ask you, this is probably a good move to get some legal representation and give Mr. Wynn a call and proceed that way. From my chair right here, I don't believe you understand what's going on here right now.
I see that the license is suspended, and it seems like I'm not going to be getting it till December 16th.
You have a lot of work to do prior to December
A lot of-
16th paperwork that has to be filed.
Yeah, a lot of
within
work.
Mr. Wynn's office.
If the motion is accepted and allowed, you can, I'm not giving you legal advice, you can get the license back when this 5-day suspension runs out, provided that you get the entity back up and running. So if you can't do that yourself, you're gonna need some help. I'm not suspending it, we're not, if my motion is allowed, we're not suspending it until December 18th. We're suspending it until you get the certificate of good standing and present it to the License Commission. So-
Okay.
And you need to put in your renewal for next year.
So could I get a second on my motion?
Second.
All those in favor say aye?
Aye.
Aye. We voted on the amended
Amendment,
motion.
yes.
Okay, all right, fair, yeah.
So, what I'd like you to do, you can get your, you had 5 days. You can get your license back at the end of the 5 days. You just got a little legwork to do, okay? Additionally, you have to respond to Ryan. He's not here to hurt you. He's trying to help you. He's trying to make sure you get your application in on time. That's why he emailed. We don't email everybody. He emailed you because he wants you to get the application in. So you got to do it. Ryan's here to help you, not hurt you, okay? If you want to be mad at anyone, be mad at us for suspending your license. Make sure you get the application in correctly. get it in on time, get your the LLC back up and running. I know the annual reports cost some dough, but it's the price of doing business. The police department, we're gonna ask that the police department go over and collect the license tonight, Captain Webb?
We can do that.
All right, so don't give them a hard time, collect the license, shut the lights.
Okay.
Do you have any questions for us?
To the ways about of collecting the identity for the license, maybe I should just talk to my lawyer.
Yeah, I mean, we had a hearing last meeting that you could have asked these questions of the Lowell Police Department as to what actually happened that day. You could have cross-examined the police department. You could have asked questions about the agent that they used to conduct the compliance check, but you weren't here. So that portion of the hearing's closed, and, you know, we're not here to give you legal advice. Okay?
Understand.
All right?
You're smart enough to come here with a tie on and present yourself well. You just need to get with a lawyer, because we try and run this by a set of rules that applies to everyone. No special deals, set of rules.
No, I understand. I'll make sure I bring my lawyer next time. I have a disability.
Okay, Mr. Torres, you have 3 business days in which to take care of this matter. You have tomorrow, and you have Monday, and you have Tuesday to take care of your corporation and get it in good standing, which can be done very readily. You just have to be ready to write up a couple of checks for the Commonwealth of Massachusetts to cover the cost. Your attorney can handle that, and that would obviously be another expense. But nonetheless, it can be rectified before the present suspension expires. If it doesn't, as the chairman just said, if by Wednesday of next week, your corporation is still dissolved, you will have to wait till December the 19th for the license.
So get it done, all right?
Okay.
This is a busy time of year. I'm sure you're gonna make some money during the holiday season, so go get it done. We don't wanna see a closed business front on Central Street. I mean, you're gonna make some money this month, so get it done, all right?
So pretty much I need to just do all the inspections and come by here and...
It's not an inspection. You have to get the Camilla LLC has been dissolved by the Secretary of State, okay? You have to get it back. You have to get it legally existing and in good standing, which means filing your annual reports, okay? If you can't afford a lawyer, call the Secretary of State. They'll tell you what you need to do, and you can do it. It's not rocket science,
Yeah,
all right?
this is something that I had to deal with in Boston, correct?
Yeah, but you don't have to go to Boston to do it. You can
No.
do it right from your computer in your home,
Okay,
all right?
thank you.
Yep.
Just for the 2 more items on our agenda, we have the application that was just filed last week, actually 2 weeks ago, for a transfer of the malt beverage and wine package store license from Market Street Market, Inc. Jeanette S. Nason is the manager, premises at 95 Market Street, which is 1 numbered door, north side, first floor, 1 room for retail and storage, approximately 1,500 square feet, basement only for storage. Ms. Nason is looking to transfer her license to a corporation known as Cyrus Enterprises, Inc. The president is Minna M. Rizkala, and it is anticipated a legal notice will be published in the Lowell Sun newspaper for tomorrow's paper, November 22nd, and for a hearing to be held on December the 5th. It would be for existing premises, 95 Market Street, and if the commission would be so inclined to ratify that.
Make a motion to ratify the hearing on the 5th. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
So moved.
And last but not least, we have an agenda, we have a minutes for a meeting of November the 7th, 2013. I asked if the commission would have any corrections to be made, and if not,
Are you
press the
addressing that to Commissioner Krieger? Are you addressing that to Commissioner Krieger?
I just thought that Commissioner Krieger had asked that interim be deleted, but it wasn't noted that Commissioner Krieger had asked that, or I'm not sure how we voted on that. if I just had made a comment or if we actually adopted my comment.
Well, luckily, we don't have to deal with the interim title anymore. But
Yes, exactly.
I'll make a motion to accept the minutes.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Nay.
Any opposed? Nay. 2-1.
I was waiting for that.
All right, and
Is it 2-1, I'm sure? Is that what it is?
2-1, yes.
2-1?
And before we adjourn, I'd like to wish everyone out there a happy Thanksgiving and a safe and happy one and healthy one.
I got a question. When are the 8 months up when we promised to review the rules?
If I may just say to the board, it would be the end of basically the end of the year, calendar year 2013. If I could just suggest that this matter come up for the commission review after the first of the year into January, because an interesting thing is happening with respect to some of with respect to the regulations. First and foremost, our downtown licensees are very slow to file their renewals, so I can't really gauge whether they're looking for an earlier closing. But for the few that have filed their renewal applications, and the ones that are asking for an earlier closing are businesses that are accustomed to shutting down at 11 o'clock at night, and they welcome the opportunity to pay a fee that's substantially much less, like about $1,200 less, and they're ready and willing and able to hand out the $500 license fee as opposed to a $1,700 license fee.
Well, why don't we put this on the agenda for our next meeting, and then we can determine our course of action as to
I think that would be
what we're gonna
excellent,
do.
yeah, because I think we need to make sure we put a lot of notification out.
Yep.
So that people get a chance to make their views known. So, yes.
Okay, but also you
January.
might want to keep in mind of something that's being discussed and transpired, evolving as we speak, as to whether this chamber will be available to the License Commission come our scheduled meeting for December the 19th. And there's some question as to whether that may not be the case, and I know it's been asked of the board secretary, yours truly, if the board would be willing to move its meeting into the mayor's reception room for the December 19th meeting, which would there would be no television, so.
But if we put it on for the 5th, just to talk about what our procedure is
Yes.
gonna be, and then we take your advice and not deal with it till after the first of the year, then we should.
Yeah, I
I
think
think
that
it'll be all
would be
right.
good.
That works.
Maybe we could drop a quiet word to the Lowell Sun and they'll send a reporter next meeting so that they can find out that we're gonna do something in January and publish it.
Okay.
Otherwise, we're depending on the blogs.
We wouldn't want to do that.
Yeah. I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
So moved.
Another day, another dollar.